Good evening, diploids and haploids. Welcome to the Meiosis News at 5. We'd bring it to you at 10, but we'd end up at 5 anyways. Folks, we're sorry to interrupt your program, Road Rules Crossing Over version, to bring you this dire and urgent news. There is a force in the world, a force that has taken over, a force that is stronger than will, stronger than determination, and stronger than a teenager's bond with his or her cell phone, mostly his. Folks, I come to you today with news of what is known as Kendomination. That's right. Kendomination. Kendama Nation. It is a serious thing. And what better way to tell a serious story than a lame graphic novel, folks? There is a force in the world. Do you feel it? Feel what? I feel nothing, as I am steel. Kendama, knucklehead. Ndamukong Suh? From the Detroit Lions? No, Kendama, knucklehead. The story is like this. In a jungle, far away and long ago, Cup and Ball were united. At first, it seemed like harmless fun until Cup and Ball became one and took over the world. How can we stop it? And why are we wearing the same shirt? Genetics. We must separate Cup from Ball. We must cut the string. But it's not that simple. We must first solve all the Punnett squares to spawn the one true. Wait. Where are you going? I got it. The one true Kendama. I'm on it. That's compelling stuff. So you see, there is a threat in the world today. That threat is Kendomination. A threat so powerful it has taken over the world. Champlain Park. Boys and girls everywhere, mostly boys, mostly at Champlain Park, are drawn in to its Cup and Ball lure. It is so powerful it has taken the place of cell phones, an ancient technology, has taken the minds of our nation's future youth, even though they're current youth. So they can't be future youth, which makes them condominized. Every one of us is responsible to do our parts. We must cut that string. We must prevent Cup and Ball from being united. How do we do this, Meiosisville? It is simple. You stop, drop, and roll. Stop what you're doing. Drop some science on them and roll that Punnett square until it's solved. Through those steps, the one true kendama shall be revealed. And he or she shall solve the problem of our teenagers' minds being taken by cup and ball. Kendomination must be stopped. Folks, here is a simple instructional on how to react when you must stop, drop, and roll. What we have here is what is called a monohybrid cross. As you can see, there are some simple rules to this procedure. And rule number 1 is to figure out what is dominant. In this case, the dominant kendama and the one that we want to avoid. Well, not really, we don't want to avoid it, we're just solving the Punnett square. But the dominant kendama is dark wood grain. The recessive kendama is light wood grain. That's step number 1. For step number 2, we determine where we put our sexes. We put the male here. We put the female over here. Strange coincidence that boys and men are obsessed with kendama, and it bears a certain resemblance to the symbol for female. Interesting. Folks, we have no time to think about conjecture. We must focus on the matter at hand. Rule number 3, fill it out. As you can see, we crossed big D, little d with big D, little d. Our result was this. We have 3 wood grain and 1 light. If we know what that is, we are even more dangerous to the kendama enemy. The phenotypic ratio. And we've already lost ground because we missed a step in our procedure, and that would be rules 4 and 5, identifying the genos and the phenos, which we did verbally but not in writing. So our genos are big D, big D, big D, little d, little d, little d. Genos are also known as genotypes. Genotypes stand for genes. Genes, genotypes. Phenotypes stand for phenes. No, stand for physical trait. A phenotype is the dark wood. A phenotype is the light wood. So when we fill in our phenotypes, we say dark, folks, I am not left-handed. Or do I ever write underhanded? and finally to rid the world, Champlain Park, of kendama. Once and for all, we solve for the genotypic and the phenotypic ratios. Our genotypic ratio is going to be 1 from the biggest, which is big D, big D. Always start at the biggest and go to the smallest. So we have 2 heterozygotes. Heterozygous, big D, little d. 2 of those. We have 1 homozygous recessive. 1 to 2 to 1. Homozygous dominant, homozygous recessive, heterozygous. 1, 2, 1. That's our genotypic ratio. Gene equals gene. Phenotypic equals physical. We have 1, 2, 3 wood grain to 1 light. So we have a 3, 2, 1. Folks, that is the first step. Next, we will model a dihybrid. And now, on to more serious issues. As you can see here, we now have a dihybrid Punnett square. The ultimate way to defeat Kendomination. We follow our rules. We always follow our rules. Rule 1, determine what our alleles are. Dominant is purple ball. Recessive is light blue ball. This is represented by P. Big P for purple, little p for blue. Dominant is dark grain wood. Recessive is light wood. D for dark. Big D for dark. Little d for light. Rule 2. Determine where our sexes go. The man on top, the woman on the side. You can do it however you want. The woman on top, the man on the side, as long as you're consistent. Rule number 3. Fill it out. We are crossing. We are crossing a heterozygous for cup. We are crossing a kendama that is heterozygous for cup and heterozygous for ball. This will be represented by the genotypes big P, little p, big D, little d, by big P, little p, big D, little d. Alright, so a brief side tutorial on how we're going to fill our boxes. We're going to foil. And foil is going to be first outer, inner, and finally last. First, outer, inner, last. If we do the same on our other side, we will get the same result. By doing first, outer, inner, last. For the results of this Punnett square, We will now bring you back to your regularly scheduled programming on Kendomination. This is similar to what you would see in the F2 generation of your book. Follow as we figure how we can defeat Kendomination. And there we have it. We have 9 purple ball, dark wood cup. We have 3 light blue ball, dark wood cup. We have 3 purple ball with light wood cup. And we have 1 light blue ball with light wood cup. That's going to be our ratios of 9 to 3 to 3 to 1. We do not worry about genotypic ratios on our dihybrid Punnett squares. This is how we defeat Kendomination.